First things first, Iggy Azalea. Okay, she came out with the OnlyFans page. She apparently made like $300,000 in like the first week, and I'm just like, what the hell? Okay, what the hell, Iggy? You got Lil Fizz on OnlyFans. You have all of these other folks on OnlyFans. I mean, Black China was on OnlyFans. Cardi B is on OnlyFans. Everybody is on OnlyFans. When am I going to start my OnlyFans? I mean, $300,000 in a couple of days. Now, I want to show you guys this photo. Okay, I put this in my story the other day, and my story kind of blew up. I got like the most views on my story that I've gotten in such a long time because I posted this ugly ass, crusty ass picture of me sitting in this chair, butt ass naked. Okay, maybe not butt ass naked, but half naked. I had some undies on and some slides. And I got a lot of views on my Instagram story. So I'm like, okay, maybe I should just start posting myself naked. Then I asked my friend, he was like, I was like, should I do OnlyFans? He was like, why not? And I'm like, I feel like if I start an OnlyFans, people are really not going to respect me as a content creator. Like, I'm going to become a porn star. I don't want to be a porn star. I don't want to do that. And he was like, I don't think people really care. Like, they forget about stuff like that. And I'm like, oh. I mean, I could use some extra change now in Biden's economy, honey. If Iggy Azalea, but then again, Iggy Azalea has millions of followers, only have 50,000 subscribers on YouTube. So do y'all think that I could convert my half naked? Now, if I did do an OnlyFans, it wouldn't be like fully nude, of course. Like, I'm not showing my asshole and I'm not showing my penis. But I mean, like, if I go to the pool, I could do like some trunks, and I could do like some undies. I could do special requests. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that situation. Is Iggy Azalea really worth all of that? Like, do we need to subscribe to see? All right, moving right along. Let's talk about the talk shows. The View, Whoopi Goldberg recently was, confronting a heckler in the audience during one of the show tapings where this older lady yelled out, allegedly, old broad. Okay, she called Whoopi Goldberg an old broad, and I'm just like, ooh. No tea, no shade. Whoopi Goldberg is old, but I wouldn't call her an old broad. Like, what do these folks have against Whoopi Goldberg? I just kind of feel like my mom told me that Whoopi should retire. Like, she doesn't really understand. Like, she says Whoopi has enough money. Okay, actually, let me start from the beginning. She said that Whoopi Goldberg needs to retire, and I said that she needs to make money. Then my mom said she has enough money. And then I said, well, she's taking care of her family. And then my mom said, I mean, her daughter is grown as hell. I mean, her daughter is grown. Like, I think her daughter is in her like 30s or 40s. Like, the daughter is grown. The daughter got a daughter. Okay? I think. And so she was like, she has enough money. Everybody in her life should be grown as hell at this particular point. And so she just needs to go ahead and retire. And honestly, I don't think Whoopi Goldberg should retire from The View because she's old. I don't think she's an old broad. Whoever that lady was in the audience, I mean, shame on you for the disrespect. I don't know what's going on with the View audience, but they have been having a lot of hecklers day after day after day. And it's just like, listen, I know the show is controversial. I know a lot of y'all don't like Alyssa McAfee Griffin. Some of y'all don't like Miss Interrupty Sunny Hostin. A lot of y'all don't like blackface Joy Behar. A lot of you guys don't like, who else is on that show? Old broad Whoopi Goldberg, which I don't think Joy Behar did blackface. And Alyssa used to be MAGA. But I'm just being funny. But I say that to say a lot of people don't like the lady, so they end up, attracting a lot of these hecklers. I remember they had, I think, Ted Cruz on there, and, it was folks out there talking about climate change, and they interrupted the entire telecast to, like, boycott the show or do something. They were yelling. So it's an interesting situation. Back to Whoopi, though. Whoopi, I feel like, she should retire just off the simple fact that I love Whoopi. I respect her, and I feel like she's contributed to a lot of great moments onto The View. However, I also feel as though she, to me, is not the best moderator. I personally look forward to Fridays because Joy is a better moderator to me. So if I was going to give Whoopi some advice, I would just say, let it go. But of course, she's not going to give up this, $4 million paycheck. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. So y'all got to let me know how y'all feel about that situation in the comments down below. Moving right along, Stephen A. Smith from ESPN. I know him from ESPN. Was he ever an athlete before his days in broadcasting? Somebody let me know. I don't know about sports, but I just know I've been watching Stephen A. Smith since I was like 2. I feel like he's been on television since I was like 0. Not that I'm sitting around watching ESPN, but like I grew up with a father, and the father watched a lot of sports and stuff, and Sports Center and Mike in the Morning and all of that bullshit. Okay, so yeah. So that's how I know Stephen A. Smith. And he, I think, was on Sherry Shepherd's show. And, I guess Sherry was asking him about football, more specifically the Super Bowl halftime show. And, that's when Rihanna, of course, was brought up, because y'all know Rihanna will be performing next month at the halftime show. And Stephen A. Smith basically said that he's excited. He loves Rihanna. Rihanna is amazing. But Rihanna is no Beyonce. Ooh, the gag. I'm gagging, okay? How Jason Lee say gagging. I am gagging. Stephen A. Smith said that Rihanna is no Beyonce. And honestly, let's just start off with the facts of it all. He ain't lie. Now listen, I love Rihanna. I think Rihanna is dope. I think Rihanna is fabulous. I love Rihanna's music. To me, I love Rihanna's discography because I feel like she has majority of her songs I like. Like, I can probably name maybe less than 5 songs out of Rihanna's whole entire catalog that I dislike, which is different from Beyonce, because even though I'm more of a Beyonce fan, I dislike a lot of Beyonce's music, right? So anyways, I say that to say, though, if we're just looking at the whole package as far as music, vocals, dancing, performing, the overall theatrics, the spectacle of it all, the technical aspects of it all, I mean, Beyonce definitely has it on lock. Now, one thing about Rihanna, though, she is a visionary. Rihanna is a creative. Rihanna is a genius. Like, as far as like her fashions and her aesthetic, I know that this Super Bowl is going to be so dope. I know it's going to be dope. I'm going to come on here. I am committed to coming on here right after that halftime show comes off. I'm going to film a video and I'm going to do a whole recap on it. I ain't never did no whole recap on no halftime show before, but I will definitely do it for Rihanna, because Rihanna's Rihanna, and I can guarantee you that I think I'm going to love it. Honestly. Now, I was a big fan of The Weeknd, and when he did his halftime show, I didn't really like it. But then again, I don't really see The Weeknd as a performer. I just view him as a studio artist. The same thing with Rihanna. But I did go to a Rihanna tour. I've been to a Beyonce one too, and of course, Beyonce's was better. No tea, no shade. But I did go to the Anti-World Tour, and it was cute. I really did like it. So I think Rihanna's going to bring it. I really do. Like, let's not underestimate Fenty, Robin Fenty. And Stephen A. Smith, you're petty as fuck. Moving right along. Let's go ahead and talk about the Jason Lee Show. Okay. The Jason Lee Show, y'all know Jason Lee. We love Jason Lee over here at the House of Aaron. Jason Lee has a new show. I guess he quit gagging, and now he's doing the Jason Lee Show with Revolt TV, which is super exciting. So shout out to Jason Lee. I thought the show was really good. I thought it was really cute. He had his best friend on there, Cardi B, and they were kikiing and cackling and doing all of the extraness, and it was nice. Cardi B looked amazing. Her wig, her outfit, like, of course, her personality is super infectious. I thought it was really cute. A lot of what the folks were saying on Twitter, a lot of the folks were dragging it on Twitter, right? And apparently the numbers are really good. Again, he has Revolt behind him to push that. And then, of course, Cardi B is a huge artist, so people are going to tune in for that. And then, of course, you have the folks who are fans of gagging and Jason Lee's core audience who they're going to tune in to whatever he does. But a critique that I heard all over social media was that he kept making every single like question, every single topic that they would bring up about him. And honestly, I enjoyed the show. Right. And I feel like when you're doing a podcast or a talk show or whatever the case may be with friends, to me, it is less of an interview and more of a conversation. Like, not every interview has to be the same. You get what I'm saying? Like, not every interview. I know for me and my interview style, I'm trying to learn how to just let the interviewee just speak, like make it less about me and more about them. Right. But I think sometimes you don't really want to do an interview. You just want to have a conversation. And conversations, when you're having conversations, it's not about the interviewer, or the interviewee. It's about the substance of the conversation, right? So I don't know. But Jason Lee does tend to do that. He does tend to make things about him and, but that's why we like him though. I mean, Jason Lee, he's kind of like is he self-centered to y'all? He kind of is. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I used to be obsessed. Okay, when I was obsessed with podcasts, I still am, but I used to listen to the Hollywood Unlocked podcast all the time. And I loved the show, but I did notice that a lot of the times he would make like literally every single topic, like it would go back to him. But I think that's why I kind of like him, because he's like shamelessly self-centered. I don't know. It's something about that. It's like Jason Lee is slick. He has like this narcissistic personality, but I think that's a part of his shtick. So anyways, a lot of the folks on Twitter didn't like that and whatnot. And I don't think Cardi B likes it very much, because I believe in the show, Cardi B basically admitted that she checked Jason Lee on his Takeoff tweet. So remember when Takeoff was announced that he had passed away, that he was shot and killed. Jason Lee went on to Twitter and basically said condolences and rest in peace and stuff like that. But he was like, I never got to meet him and I loved him, and Migos was my favorite rap group, and I, wish I would have interviewed him, and I never got to see him, and I never got to have a conversation with him, and it was about, I never got to do this, that, and the third, right? And I'm assuming on the show, Cardi B basically, or Jason Lee said that Cardi B called and checked him about that tweet. And I'm assuming that Cardi B checked him about the tweet because it was kind of like self-centered. But listen, when you know who people are, stuff like that don't bother you. Like, right? For me, for example, like, could it be annoying that you trying to make everything about you? Yes. But it's like, when you know who Jason Lee is, it's just kind of like, okay, that's Jason Lee. Like, if you don't like it, you don't like it. Like, I don't know. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about the situation in the comments down below. Yeah, so I like the show. It was cute and whatnot. I really wanted to know, though, when the album is coming out. Like, why have we waited, like, all of these years for a fucking sophomore album? I feel like it's getting a bit ridiculous at this point. It's giving SZA tease, okay? And listen, I think SZA and her label were very afraid to drop the album because they were probably panicking about how well it was going to do compared to Control. And I think SZA album has sold at a faster rate than Beyonce's latest album, which is kind of crazy. Like, they were like comparable. Like, you can compare the rate of the speed of the sales, which I was gagging at, because I'm like, more people are listening to SZA than they are Beyonce. That shocked the hell out of me. And so SZA is outselling everybody. Her album has been #1 for like a month. So Cardi B just dropped the album. If it doesn't do well, then it don't do well. But 9 times out of 10, it will. Okay, as long as you're satisfied with it, who cares? All right, so last but not least, let's go ahead and talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac. Reunion is filming as we speak right now. I'm assuming they're in New York of the city, honey, filming, and I really can't wait for the girls to expose and drag Robin from here to Potomac to Timbuktu, child. All right, and then back in New York sit her down at the reunion, and then you do it over again. I'm stupid. Okay, so here's what we know so far. Blue, 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 blue. Shades of blue. I believe, or I'm assuming, that the theme is blue, maybe mixed with a Mexican theme. Now, I will go ahead and put up this video up on the screen. This is Andy Cohen at the Real Housewives of Potomac Season 7 reunion. Y'all know he's hosting it. No Nicki Minaj this year. Nicki is, I guess, on a hiatus, even though we thought that the 5th album was coming out. She's another one who's scared that her album's going to flop. But if you look behind him during these videos, it looks like he is like in front of a bar, and it kind of looked like it might be Mexican themed to me. So y'all gotta let me know how y'all feel about that situation. But we do know that blue, I think, is the color scheme. Giselle. Okay, so listen, this was Carlos King's prediction for the reunion seating chart. So he said on the right couch he's predicting Giselle, Mia, Robin, and then Charisse will be at the end. And I guess that makes sense. And then on the other couch, he's saying that Candace deserves first seat. Honestly, Candace, Karen, Wendy have, I think, put in the work equally on the show, in my opinion. So I think it could be a toss-up between Candace and Karen. Because even though Wendy has had a lot of drama this season, I feel like I'm not getting enough of her. Is it just me? And then Candace, the only reason why I feel like Candace won't get first seat is because I feel like Candace feels checked out of this season too. Even though we do have a lot of the drama with the Sesame Street character and, Chris flirting with the girls, and she is involved in a lot of drama, but I feel like Candace has paid a lot of the drama dust. So I don't know. I really don't know. So y'all gotta let me know how y'all feel about the situation. Who deserves first seat? Does Jizzy deserve it? I mean, absolutely not. Even though Jizzy did a great job at being a ghost producer, I kind of feel as though you literally had no storyline except for you and the fibroid surgery. So y'all gotta let me know how y'all feel about everything. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to create a great day.